But going off of
Sing-
even like your earlier stuff, one of the things I definitely want to touch on is just how even though you talked about going in school and having a lot of people around you not necessarily believe in you, just the connections you've been able to like set up as an independent artist are pretty incredible. Like I was looking at, you had that song with Nic D out of my league or out of your league that came out like a few months after Fine Apple came out, and he's like
Yeah,
massive now, obviously.
yeah, yeah. He
and
is.
and Somo and iyaz and barely Trev. We talked about Roddy. Like you've made all these connections in the music industry while being in a definitely not like a music hub. I wouldn't consider like Charlotte a music hub where you have all these people. Like obviously the baby's from Charlotte, but there's not like a huge big music scene down there where it's like, oh yeah, I know this guy because he lives close by. This is like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
around the world, kind of.
yeah.
How did you gain that confidence to set that up?
What I've noticed in the music career, right, is, and it's something I just talked. I'm starting my own podcast right now. It's called Around the Fire. So it's something we kind of talked about the other day. Um, is anything I've gotten, like, I'm just like, I love genuineness, right? Like, when I am talking to someone like Somo or whoever, right? Like, I'm not, there's nothing about me that's like wanting anything from them, right? Like, I just want, like, I genuinely want to be like their friend. Like, I want to know, like, or even like open the opportunity of being someone's friend. Cause, like, then, like, obviously, like, sometimes you don't mesh with everyone, right? Like, sometimes you like find out people are like, yeah, I would not like fuck with you at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just
Yeah,
how life
this
is.
is good
But like,
interaction, but this is 101.
yeah. So I've just found like being myself, like being genuine, and there's a bunch of artists I've been with that are just like fucking dickheads. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh
there's
yeah.
really no other way to put it. Like, everything I've gotten, like all the relationships, like I'm hoping also to get Young Gravy on a song here pretty soon. But I've just noticed like just being like myself and being genuine, like I think a lot of people like can read like genuineness and non-genuineness. And also like I'm also not afraid to like ask things. And that's one thing I would say to like any artist is like just fucking ask. Like, you know what I'm saying? But also like be smart enough to ask in a right way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't just go up to someone and be like, "Let me get a feature, bro." You know what I'm saying? It's like, "Bro, I don't even know you." Like,
Yeah.
no. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like what do you bring, like with the Young Gravy thing, like the billboard, like I thought of an idea that could like also help. Like he didn't need me. He never would need me. Like he's already light years away from me. So like how can I be how can I bring value as a nobody? You know what I'm saying? So like me asking to go on tour in this grand way, like is different than me sending him a text and be like, "Can I go on tour with you?" He's like, "What's up?" Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, know how to ask something in like a way that you can provide value as well. I think also is like real sick. So like even the iyaz thing, like is still crazy. Like I DM'd him, I'm like, he didn't even know me. I just DM'd him, I'm like, bro, like I remade replay, like I think it's fucking sick. I want you on it. The first thing he said, he was like, "Bro, like you do you, like a million people have asked me this before. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not the first person to ask to like remake it." And so I was like, "Fuck." So I sent him the song, like didn't hear from him for like 2 weeks. Like so I was like, "Yeah, he probably thought that shit was ass." Like and then one day he just like blows my phone up. He's like, "Bro, this shit is hard as fuck." He was like, "Bro, like I'm not just saying that." Like, and he said it again. He's like, "I've had a million people ask me, and I say no. Like, this shit is hard." So like, just stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I would say be yourself, man. That's how I feel like I'm gonna continue doing my thing, and that's how I've done things. Is like people can read. Like I'm just like trying to be genuine. Like I enjoy relationships and I enjoy like friendships.
No, and I think something that's really cool specifically because I've heard the your version of replay with iyaz on it, and I like that it's like you can tell that it's pulling from the original song, obviously, but it doesn't
Yeah.
sound like, oh, you took his song and then just added a verse to it off of like an
Yeah.
already completed song. It sounds like you took a song, you like took the leaves off of it, you reconstructed a little bit how you wanted it, you put your stuff on it,
Yeah.
and then you're like, hey, it'd be cool as like a homage to like your song if you were on this to like do this because it's cool.
Yeah.
Like I think that like I think the time you put into it makes a big factor. Like saying, "Hey, here's my beats. Use one of these," or "Hey, get me on a song right now." Is kind
Yeah.
of like, why would I do that? Like you said, you put in the
Yeah.
time and show that you're making it worth their time because you're gonna put effort into what you're doing.
And I've just noticed too, like, we're all human, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you're Justin Bieber, it doesn't matter, like, the level of anything, right? Like, obviously, people have fame, like, people have clout, like, and it does change how you interact with people, right? Because obviously, like, the more clouded you get, the more people want from you. But at the end of the day, like, there's nothing you wouldn't do for your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my friend hit me up, like, obviously this is a little different, but like, if my friend hit me up at 12, like, bro, can you please go let my dogs out? Like, I'm not gonna be home. Like, would I want to do it? No. Would I do it? Yes. Like, that's my, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be a good friend. Like, yeah, I got you, bro. Like, and I've noticed, like, by building friendships and then I ask, like, things for them, it's like, yeah, like, I got you. Let's do it.
Yeah. How did the billboard idea even come to be? Because maybe other people have done this, but I've never seen anybody make a billboard asking someone to go on tour, and then also throw in that they would get a tattoo. So we need to break this down a little bit, how this all came to be for the listeners who haven't seen this and missed out on this whole journey.
So,
And you
this
actually
is an
opened for
insight.
him before in like 2014 too, right? Like,
2021, I opened up for him.
oh,
2022, I
okay,
think.
okay.
2022. 2022. So, again, so opened up for him, right? I did 3 shows with him 2022, and he wasn't even booming like he is now, but like his shows were still booming. Like his fan base goes crazy, right? And like we only did like 3 shows. We did 4 shows, and me and all my gang that like comes on stage with me and stuff, we just always would talk about it. Like years later, we're like, but the gravy shows, like the gravy shows, you know what I'm saying? Like it just nothing was topping that like energy because like the fans just go crazy there. And I was on tour with Young Pinch and me and Gravy. Like I just when we did the 4 shows, like he came again was like so nice. Like and it was also like super refreshing to see someone of like his level again. He didn't need to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't need to do anything like that. Like after the show, he came in like he was wearing my merch. Like he went and like bought it. Like had someone go buy it, was wearing it. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Like
from
walked in
Minnesota. Did
wearing
you know
it.
that?
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Represent.
got to have
Okay,
his
anyways,
hometown
continue.
shirt on. Yeah, but walked in with my shirt on, and I was like, bro, that's just like so dope. You know what I'm saying? Like just kind of showed his character like real off the bat, and like even backstage, he was like, bro, let me get your number, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'll give it. Like hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like so I had his number, and then I was on tour like 2023 with Young Pinch, and me and Gravy were both in Detroit, like in the same night. So like I hit him, I'm like, bro, let's get up. And like we were supposed to get up, it didn't happen, but like basically like we were just kind of like texting like back and forth a little bit and shit. And I already started manifesting. I'm like, I was telling the guys, I was like, bro, we're gonna get like on the gravy shit. Like I'm gonna get us on the shit, like manifesting it, right? And then so like instantly again, I'm like, all right, I don't want to fucking like ask him for something, right? Like I don't want to be like a sponge to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like how can I make it cool? Like how can I make this like a moment, right? And then I'd bought in a billboard like before, and it was like I was kind of like trying to like I wouldn't say diss, but like go after this girl that like broke my heart, right? And I was like to the girl who broke my heart, like I'm out of your league, like super like a statement. You know what I'm saying? So I think because I had the first billboard, I already had an idea of like, okay, how can I make a statement? And I was like, oh, a billboard, right? So also, which people don't know, I'm sure if someone actually listens to this whole podcast, the few of y'all will know this. Like the I thought of the idea, but I didn't want to do all this stuff like buy the billboard, like that costs a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know like people like myself too, like he could have already like promised one of his boys like he could go on tour with them, right? So it's like I could have done this whole thing and he would have been like, bro, like I would have let you on, but
Lots taken.